Hi, my name is Ella Johnson, and for my research project, I chose to discover if the death penalty is effective in today's America. The death penalty is a complex topic, and this presentation will cover the history of capital punishment, the effects on crime and a state's finances, and then finally draw a conclusion on how effective the death penalty is. Although I have no personal connection to this topic, I wanted to research it because many decide if capital punishment should be used based on their personal beliefs. I wanted to know more about the additional factors that play into this complex topic, and I wanted to discover if my own personal beliefs were in agreement with the research. The death penalty has been in America since the first European settlers arrived. Over time, the number of offenses punishable by capital punishment has dwindled from 222 to 1, first-degree murder. The Constitution was written in 1787, and the passing of the Eighth Amendment protected Americans from cruel and unusual punishment. Based on the Supreme Court case Trop v. Doles, the court can use the Eighth Amendment to adapt punishment standards based on common thought. This ruling has been used to challenge capital punishment in front of the Supreme Court multiple times. Throughout the late 1700s and early 1800s, opposition to the death penalty began to grow. Many northern states reduced the usage of capital punishment. The southern states took a different turn. Capital punishment was used to oppress the African American population, but southern states also created discretionary usage of capital punishment, forcing a jury to take circumstances into consideration. This was later ruled unconstitutional due to jury bias in Furman v. Georgia, and now capital punishment is given based on a weighted scale that was developed in Georgia. Additional adaptations are the death penalty is illegal if the convict is under 18 or if the victim is alive. Furthermore, to oppose a sentencing based on racial discrimination, there must be clear discriminatory intent displayed over time as ruled in McCleskey v. Kemp. Knowing the history, it can now be decided how effective the death penalty is today. To decide this, I compared New York, which has abolished the death penalty, to Texas, which is the most frequent user of capital punishment. In 2018, Texas spent over $3 billion on its Department of Criminal Justice, 80% of that going to maintaining prisoners and prisons. On average, Texas spends over $13,000 on one prisoner every year. The price of lethal injection is $1,300, which is significantly lower. In New York, it can cost up to $118,000 to house an inmate for 1 year. This demonstrates that the death penalty would save criminal justice departments large sums of money. First-degree murder is the only offense punishable by the death penalty and is reported by the states as an index crime. Index crimes are violent and property offenses reported to law enforcement. In 2017, there was a decrease in index crimes in New York by almost 50 crimes per 100,000 persons compared to crime rates in 2016. In Texas in 2017, the index crime rate was over 1,000 crimes per 100,000 persons greater than in New York. Although crime in Texas is decreasing, crime rates are still significantly higher than in New York. This reflects that capital punishment either has no effect or increases crime within states. Knowing the history and effects of the death penalty, it can now be decided if the death penalty is effective in America today. Financially, the death penalty is the best solution for states because it is significantly less expensive than housing an inmate for 1 year, let alone life. But the death penalty does not effectively deter crime. Because capital punishment has little effect on crime yet saves criminal justice departments large sums of money, it is effective and should be used nationwide. The money saved should be reallocated to law enforcement to support them in fighting crime within states. In addition, money should be given to programs to help those who are released from prison to help ex-convicts readjust to society and prevent them from recommitting crimes. Although there is a very vocal opposition from human rights and religious standpoints, the Supreme Court has continued to rule the death penalty constitutional and not a violation of the Eighth Amendment. Overall, the death penalty is effective and should be used to save the state money in America.